So anyways, today I want to talk about road walking and how I feel about it. So, unfortunately, due to the fact that all my hikes are within the city of Rome, most of the time I'm going to be on paved surfaces, and most of the time it's going to be on a road. Even the Mohawk Trail here is a paved surface. Nice trail, don't get me wrong. Not a fan of road walking, and I imagine that's not a super uncommon opinion. Just for me, it feels like, yes, I go much faster. Yes, there is much less chance of tripping on something or getting attacked by something. So there are some benefits to it for sure, but also it definitely beats on my feet so much more than just walking on the earth does. It beats on my knees, my ankles. I imagine that most of my aches and pains, in my lower body can be attributed to ground surface. Also, immersion, I guess, if that makes sense. It looks like a falcon up there. Anyways, immersion, right? I'm not really going to be seeing any falcons or birds of prey above the boulevard for the most part. And just traffic whizzing by and just the sounds of industrial people. Now, I live in a very small city. I'd argue it's more of a town than anything, but, people love to grandstand. So I can't really imagine what it's like, if you're talking about like downtown New York or Chicago, these huge places, which are wonderful in their own right, but, definitely not going to be a destination of any of my hikes. So road walking for that reason too is just mind-numbingly boring, especially if, I've walked all these paths for so long and so many times. Therefore, I usually will only ever put on earpods or earbuds when I am road walking. If I'm out on the trail, I don't really have much time for that. I'd much prefer to listen to sounds around me or to use the quiet as a chance to talk and communicate and let be said what's on my mind. Again, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Being on the road, not the end of the world. And I imagine, one of these years, I'm going to take a nice 4 to 5 day through hike, and my last stop's going to be a town or something, and I will be happy to see it. But you see a lot of like these huge through hikes. I'm talking like the GDT, the PCT, the AT, and a lot of them do incorporate road walking, which kind of have to. A lot of these trails aren't hooked up like, from end to end for everyone to walk on. You have to go through a section, then find your way to the next section, start that, and just kind of keep lapping over and over again until you get to wherever you're trying to go. So it is definitely something that I'd like to improve on, whether it's my mental opinion of it or strengthening myself so it's not quite so taxing on the body. But in the meantime, right, like I'll always prefer to be out here with the trees and the soft earth and the water going by. There is the Mohawk for today. I never thought I'd say this in my life, but there's a part of me that kind of wants to get a selfie stick. Unfortunately, notice with every single one of these videos so far, they're all pretty much shot right into my nostril. I'm not a very attractive man. I'm sure you guys are definitely not trying to figure out what kind of goods I've got up there. So maybe a selfie stick will be a nice little bonus for me to purchase. It'll be nice too for, photo taking when I am in new places, new strange sights. But yeah, road walking, not my favorite thing. But, you can't like everything you do. You can't love everything you do, and you can't love every part of everything you do. right? There's many things I love, but they're not perfect. Nothing is. My wife loves me very much, but I'm sure there's some things that I can improve on, right? And though I could, right, and though she could, or this hobby could, it doesn't necessarily have to. I do feel like we as a people seek efficiency, we seek consistency, but I think it's important to have flavor too. I think it's important to have the lesser so that we can appreciate the greater. So, if road walking makes me more appreciative of being off the road, then there's something beautiful in that, I think. I'm not one of those super optimistic, definitely not one of those super wholesome type, where you shouldn't acknowledge when things are lesser. But, don't let it cloud your judgment of the things that aren't. Enjoy what you have for when you have it. And, when it goes away, hope that you can get it back. And if not, be thankful for the time that you had it. I guess that's my wisdom for today, if there is such a thing. Anyways, away from the booger camp, we got some cool things coming up. I am expecting to hit an actual unpaved trail here pretty soon. Maybe this weekend if I'm lucky. So it'll be nice to find myself somewhere I haven't been in quite some time. It's the Pitch Pine Bog. It's only a couple miles out of town, or a couple miles from me. I believe it's like a 3-mile loop through through some pretty swampy terrain, especially since we haven't really had a lot of sun, so the ground is very soft. It stays very soft through New York for much of the year. I mean, very much August, I'd say, is when it starts to turn, and then by October, by November, it's soft again. It's soft again, which is fine. I like walking in the soft. It's one of the reasons why I don't like road walking. But yeah, again, we'll take what we can get, and we'll be happy for it. Not because we have to be, but because we choose to be. And I think that's a good choice to make. That said, I'm running on too long. I need to focus more on the path and less on the sound of my voice. So I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you from the canal tomorrow.